Peter, the African Union says it needs 3,000 more troops on the ground there in Somalia. Just how are the ones that are on the ground already coping?
Well, Adrian, they seem pretty thinly stretched from what we've seen so far. It is a very, very difficult job that they've got in front of them. Remember that they're not just now controlling a front line which cuts through the city. They have to control the entire city, and the districts that they've controlled of the area, the physical area, has practically doubled. This is a very, very different job from the one that they were fighting. Fighting a frontline offensive is a relatively straightforward military operation, particularly compared to the counterinsurgency operation that they're now trying to run. Keeping control, keeping security across the city is a very, very difficult job indeed, and they are very, very thinly stretched. And as you say, they want 3,000 more troops. This is important because the full mandated strength, the numbers that the troops here are supposed to have, is in fact 12,000. That was mandated about a year ago, and those troops, the 3,000 troops that they're asking for, simply haven't arrived. They're not asking for any additional ones from the ones that were originally promised. So this is, for the force commander, when we spoke to them yesterday, he said that this really is absolutely essential, particularly if the international community wants to maintain stability here and help get aid out.
Now, you've been to the Bakara market, al-Shabab's strategic heart. Why was it so important to them, and what's it like now that they've gone?
Well, Adrian, the market itself is the economic hub, not just of Mogadishu, not just of Somalia, but also for the al-Shabab insurgency. We were talking to a number of people, a very few people that were around there, and they said that al-Shabab was taxing local businesses there between 10 and 20% each, and that money was going to fund the insurgency. So it was absolutely vital economically. Once the market came under military pressure, once those businesses shut down, al-Shabab lost a lot of its sources of revenue. But at the same time, it was also strategically vital. It occupies a high ground in the middle of the city, and from there it was possible to dominate the entire north. And at the moment, it is absolutely smashed. We saw not a single building that wasn't damaged, and damaged severely by gunfire, by shelling, by artillery. We also saw large numbers of, we saw absolutely no one there. And remember, this ought to be the busiest time of the year for the markets. There was almost nobody there. We only saw 3 or 4 people wandering around trying to work out how they were going to resume their businesses.
Peter, many thanks. Peter Greste reporting live there from Mogadishu.